welcome to a very heated discussion about the movie of the year for 2014. It will be 50 Shades of Grey hitting theaters August 1st, 2014. And I have a guest panel here that are ready and chomping at the bit to go. I've got Bernice Pontanella from the Metro, Dana Smith, stand-up comedian and on The Week Thus Far. I have Jackie Doming from the Filipino Journal and the lone male, but definitely the best, Tim Gray. And we only like you for your name, that's why we chose you. Also stand-up comedian and on The Week Thus Far. Okay, guys and girls, the movie. I mean, there's so much buzz about it. They've now announced the director, which will be Sam Taylor Johnson. Never heard of her. She's a Brit, and she has one biopic of, I guess it's sort of her claim to fame, on John Lennon called The Nowhere Guy or The Nowhere Boy.
Oh.
So there you go. And you have no idea. Yes.
No idea who that is, but I'm looking forward to that because honestly it houses the same like dirty material, which will be fun, but hopefully just with better dialogue. You know?
Well, and that's the thing, because you know the A-list actors consider themselves artists, and of course, you know, all the comments about this book, it's not going to win any literary prize, but if the screenplay is brilliant, then they will maybe consider playing the role. So what are your thoughts?
Every actor still has to look at that, because
Yes.
if it is going to be a phenomenon, I mean, who wouldn't want their name associated with that? My vote is for Henry Cavill, Superman.
Really? Superman?
Yes, he's very
Oh,
cute.
Does that mean that Ben Affleck might be in that too? But anyways, what would be your pick?
I would second that vote, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Or maybe Chase Crawford. I know he's a little bit younger. He's from Gossip Girl. I don't know what else he's from, but he's
Okay, yeah. Him.
blonde
Yeah.
guy, very handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He's too old, unfortunately. But you know, I would go with Matthew McConaughey. He's like the perennial bad
yeah.
boy. But yeah, he's a little old now. But who would
Ryan
be-
Gosling.
Oh.
Ryan Gosling.
I know.
100%.
Yes. Stupid Crazy Love. That was, you know, he could do that kind of dark.
Yeah.
And isn't he
Kinky
supposed to
stuff?
have copper hair?
Yeah,
Copper meaning
that's
like
true.
golden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book, so I don't know.
I gave away the whole thing.
Yes. I don't know. What would you consider sexy and dark and devious and still a billionaire and good-looking? Besides
Probably,
yourself.
Let's say Steve Buscemi, just because
Interesting.
he's dark and he's, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's Steve
For
Buscemi.
Anastasia.
Oh, Anastasia.
For Anastasia?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely Steve Buscemi. Definitely, hands down. Yeah.
With long, unruly.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
He's got
Oh
those virginal
my.
eyes.
And he could roll his eyes really well too.
Yeah.
That'd actually
You'd
be really
surprised
weird.
at the versatility of Steve Buscemi. I think he could really surprise us in that role.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so in the first book, though, there's so much spin-off. I mean, the Grey Ties were flying off the shelves at Harry Rosen after they got this book. You know, sales for even, well, obviously the sex toys, but the music and stuff like that. The wines. He always drinks this, the white crisp Sauterne,
Rosés.
and then Bollinger champagne.
Right.
You know, the
Probably teacups too. She
yeah,
drank
the teacups, right, too. And he drives
Drink
the
the wine
Audi.
out of teacups? Or?
She drank the champagne.
Yeah, champagne out of teacups, yes.
Learn something else?
And helicopters. I bet you the sale of helicopters.
Yeah.
Private jet.
Gliding lessons. Gliding lessons. My
Yeah.
uncle actually glides. It's not that exciting. Like I've gone gliding, and she's like, "Oh, it's the most amazing thing in my life." No, it's kind of boring.
Probably real estate agents too have like, and this is the playroom.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's
Stay in the other room, I'll scream. You won't even be able to hear me. It's completely soundproof.
soundproof. Oh my goodness.
Shackles goes up.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting question too. Now, will the movie just be on the first book, or will they try to fit all three books in? My vote is no.
No. There's
would
too
say
much
no.
money to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Make
for sure.
movies and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Now, I guess to put it out there, storyline. What would you keep in the book, or what would you keep in the movie, and what would you throw out?
I would keep the general storyline and like the character of Christian, but Anastasia's character, like just with, I guess this will probably be a huge callback from the book, but the oh my's and the holy cows, I could do without those. Because the thing is, like, 50 Shades, it's a 50-year-old British woman writing in the voice of a 21-year-old American girl, and you can tell. Like, no 21-year-old American says shall and perhaps every single time.
Yeah.
So I could do without that.
Yeah.
And the inner goddess person.
Yeah, it would make it too comedic, I think, because
Yeah.
it is like the commentary is just not doesn't really suit the mood and the feel. It kind of breaks it up for me. But I would be interested to see a little bit more discovery into the Christian Grey and Mrs. Robinson relationship. I would like to see more background
Because
on that.
it's mentioned in there, and she sometimes comes up, and she's, you know, the antagonist, or Anastasia always flips out over her, but there's been no real kind of, you know, she hasn't been really fleshed out. She does a little further on in the other two books, but, and you still haven't read it.
I know.
I know.
So does that mean that like somebody like Michelle Pfeiffer should play Mrs. Robinson?
Cher.
Cher. Yeah.
Well, we heard Angelina Jolie, but my vote is for Charlize Theron. She'd be perfect.
Yeah, she'd be good too.
Because they're all blondes, right?
Yeah.
That he has. So
How can you not love
and
her?
I think Sharon Stone for the mom. and George Clooney for his dad. So there you go.
Where should direct it? Tracy, go for it.
Yes, I will, girl. Well, thank you so much. We can hardly wait again for the movie to come out. So once again, thank you to our special guest panel here, Bernice Pontanella from the Metro, Dana Smith, comedian and actress. I've got Jackie Doming here from the Filipino Journal, and of course Tim Gray, stand-up comedian, and both of you on the week thus far on Shaw TV. So thank you once again. It is, well, August 1st, 2014, less than a year, 50 Shades of Grey. Thanks for watching, and don't go away. There's still more coming up on Go Winnipeg.